You need cash dance, stacking the bills and put them in the rubber bands. People love the hustle, they love to sell the hair with the chick with the shit, and now you know what.
The more I let it go and take a toll on my spirit. The answer's right there, and I don't want to hear it.
All right. So, good afternoon, madam. How are you, Miss Cassette? How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I'm all right. So, first to begin with, I heard your last single, which was actually pretty dope. It was pretty dope. It got me a little more digging into your catalog of what you have wrote so far. Um,
Okay.
so please introduce yourself to the viewers who will want to know who you are and where you're from.
My name is Cassette. I'm a female rapper representing Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been rapping for quite a long time, primarily old school boom bap, infused with a little bit of new school vibes, but that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Okay. So, I mean, how has it been for a female on the BC front when it comes to hip hop? How has it been for you? Has it been a little challenging at times, or are you getting the reception that you need or what you think you should be getting?
Yeah, I think my reception is based on my consistency. I mean, I think as all artists, we kind of go through highs and lows with the motivation and the consistency. Lately, I've been really motivated, more productive, and that's been reflecting on my reception from supporters and followers. So, here in Vancouver, it's a pretty small, tight knit rap scene. So it's been supportive. It's been loving. I would say like 90% of it has been really positive.
Nice. So you're getting your just daps and your just reception when it comes to your music. And what I've heard from your stuff so far, it sounds as if like you're no stranger to this bullshit. So which means that is good. That is really, really good.
I'm no stranger to it, to be honest. Like I've been rapping my whole life. I've been musical, like performing and recording like on and off for about 10 years. So I would say like, obviously I have a lot to learn, but I'm not naive when it comes to the bullshit. Yeah.
All right. So let me find out, what was that first spark in your life that you wanted to know that you wanted to rap? What was the first album, artist, or person that told you, you know what, Cassette, this is what I want to do? Who influenced you? Who gave you that?
Well, it's pretty funny that you bring that up because it's the 24-year anniversary death of Big L, and I was just really reflecting on his catalog today because Big L had a profound impact on my style of music. Uh,
Yeah.
I got Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous when I was like grade 7, and I actually got that CD confiscated from me at school because it's pretty fucking vulgar, let's be honest. Um, yeah, like I would say like when I was a kid, like as soon as I heard that like hip hop, like again, mostly East Coast shit,
Hmm.
uh it was instant for me. I became like almost obsessive, I would say.
Hmm.
Um so from that point on, like as I started to discover hip hop, I was pretty like interested in it, and then I kind of branched out in my early 20s in the battle rap scene, like KOTD, right?
Right.
Obviously you're from Toronto, so
I'm not
uh
originally from Toronto. I actually am from Trinidad.
oh,
Originally
okay.
played. I moved here like years ago. I played in the CFL here, so I met my
Oh,
wife
good
here,
for you.
so it was just that was it. Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, so I joined the battle rap league.
Hmm.
Then I was kind of over it before I even got into it. Like I did one one battle, and I was like, you know what, I'm kind of over the mama jokes
Right.
and the rebuttals and shit. No disrespect to the battle rap scene, but it just wasn't my thing. So I kind of wanted to branch away from that. I wanted to take myself a little bit more seriously in terms of like recording, performing,
Right.
just like really establishing myself as an artist.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much kind of how I got into it, and that battle rap was 10 years ago. So ever since then, That's kind of the lane that I've been going in with what I was just saying, like with the performing and recording and trying to just find my way, find my craft and discover myself as life continues on, right?
That's impressive though, to hear that you're a battle rapper before. That's kind of dope. That means you got some punches. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
pretty cutthroat scene. And but you know what? I love like hard bars. I love the grimy, like that's just kind of my style of rap.
Okay.
I like that kind of shit. So
All right. So, what could you tell me, Cassette, from what I heard from your last single, right? It sounds to me like you're very much into the style of hip hop that I am into, where it's like you love the raw hip hop lyricism, metaphoric delivery, expressive type of music. So, what is the difference for you now than back then when it comes to your pen game? What you think was that motivator? What do you think that made you realize, you know what? I want to be more abstract. I want to be much more metaphoric. I want to be much more lyrical. What was that?
um that's a good question. I think I still like a lot of those core values with my pen game still dwell from when I first started, but I've definitely I've developed a different type of technique. I'm trying to come more from the heart
Yes.
and have a direct message that's going to impact my audience
Mhm.
rather than before. I was really trying to be technical with my bars. I was a little bit too busy. I was just trying to show off with my wordplay, my rhyme schemes, which is all dope. But I think it's important to have that balance. Like you can deliver just as a dope message by scaling back, being more authentic, sentimental. So that's something like I'm definitely like evolved with. Also, I'm just trying to incorporate more innovative flows.
Mhm.
I'm always trying to incorporate more flow switch ups
Yeah. More
just
that.
to kind of keep the listeners interesting and also like showcasing that side of me, that skill that I do have.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, like I would say like now I'm trying to branch out more. Like I got an album that I've been working on, and there's a lot more different flavors. Like I got a couple trap songs in there.
Right.
I got like a club beat. It's called Bad Bitch Energy. So that's more fun. So I'm trying to like push the envelope a little bit.
Okay. So you're
Um,
trying to get a little more clubby, get a little more wavy type of vibe. You're trying to be a little
yeah,
more. Okay. All right.
yeah. Like even for example, on one of the tracks on the album, I put a little bit of auto tune on there. I have never used auto tune in my life, but
Do the T-Pain thing.
no, it's not like T-Pain. There's just a little bit of auto tune. It's not really filtered out like that.
Okay.
But that was a step for me. That was a step in a different direction for me. Like I don't want to sound super like someone like Future because that's just not me. But yeah, like a little bit, right? So just those little steps is definitely something different than what I was doing before.
Okay. So how is it a girl like you from BC happened to do a song with Honey De Niro? How did that happen?
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that you knew Honey De Niro. That's
My
cool.
sources. I have my sources. So yeah, let me know how did it come about? How you got that interaction and introduction?
Word. Yeah. So I we were actually in a group. There was a group of female rappers. Honey was in the group. I actually um, hooked up with a female rapper from the Bronx called Jamaris.
Mm-hmm.
She reached out to me and she asked if we wanted to be part of this group,
Mm-hmm.
and Honey hopped on with us. Um, Unfortunately, we just made the one track. The group died out. Just
Oh, okay.
yeah, like we made the one track and it's just, I mean, it's hard to like have a collective of individuals that are all on the same page. And I'm going to be super honest with you, I wasn't really down with some of the creative control, not on Honey's part.
Right.
um and there was also just some contributing factors of timing, people committing, keeping the consistency up. But yeah, so Honey was a part of that group. They were all from the States. I was the only female from Canada in there, but we just made the one track. and it was a good experience. It's too bad that we didn't go farther with that, but I was grateful for the opportunity and I had a lot of fun with it. So
So does Cassette realize, probably from this situation, does she realize that she's probably a solo artist instead of a add-on? Probably.
yeah, like I after that experience I really put a lot of thought in that, and I mean music is chemistry, and um I'm like, let's be honest, like I'm trying to find balance that, hip hop's and competitive, it's a little bit egocentric.
Absolutely. First,
um I completely fall back when I'm don't not feeling valued. I
oh,
fall back when someone's taking creative control and it's not feeling balanced. So I would be open to like doing a duo with individuals, like if it was like a group or whatever, but we all got to be on the same page and be all equal contributing members that are feeling valued,
okay.
respected, and
I know
shining equally.
you felt as if like you were kind of you feel like you weren't appreciated. You felt as if like you weren't given the opportunity to contribute on the levels of all levels. Then you felt like you were just an add-on, a piece to it, and that's it. You wanted to have a little more say in some of the projects that were going on. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, to be really real with what happened was the girl that put the group together, we had done a song together before the group started. We
Right.
were the first members, and so we did a track, and all of a sudden a homie reaches out, was like, "Yeah, you're sending me a broken link." So I investigated further and she deleted the song, and I was like, "What happened to her song?" And she was like, well, I just think we could have done better with that. I think like we should just start over, do something else. And I'm like, yo, this is half my song. You need to talk to me before you're going to delete our music.
Sounds
That's
like,
half
sounds like a
fucking.
bit of jealousy though.
Oh, I just wasn't cool with that. You don't do a song with someone and don't even tell them that it's deleted.
Okay.
And, and it kind of reflected poorly on me. Like I'm sending people these links and the song's not even up anymore. I had no idea.
Right.
I was pretty happy with the song. So it, I just thought it was really unprofessional. And from that point on, like I was pretty classy with voicing my concerns. But again, the ego comes into play. And I felt like at that point, it just kind of snowballed.
Yes, they
And
do.
I could feel the vibes more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily say I'm out of the group, but it just naturally fell apart. And I just felt like that was a sign that it just wasn't meant to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does, if I were to ask Cassette right now, if there was a female artist that she could somehow r- resonate with when it comes to her style of music, an artist, a female artist that you look at that you think that embodies what you do, or you think that she is that template of what you want to achieve. Let me hear who and why.
Um, I think it's hard for me to narrow that down because I do really feel inspired by a lot of different female MCs. I truly loved Internia. She was a female Canadian rapper. She's
Okay.
not really active in the game anymore, but I really looked up to her. She was very lyrical. She was successful. She was rolling with some heavy hitters in the game when she was at the peak of her career. I also really love Jean Grey. Unfortunately, she retired as well, but
Oh, you call a hit. That's a hitter right there. Jean Grey. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, I felt she was like one of the best female rappers
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Um, I actually creeped her Instagram recently, and she said she made it abundantly clear that she's retired. Um, but still, nonetheless, like those kind of girls, like really are really dope. I still like new school rappers too. Like I really like Cardi B. Like she's insanely successful. Um, some of her stuff I don't really resonate with, but like she really, some of her music is just like, man, that is badass. And she's a superstar. So yeah, like I really like Cardi B, and a lot of like underground. I really like underground rap. So there's I like a lot of different individuals like Alyssa Marie. I really like. I like Whitney Payton is really dope. There's a lot of female rappers in Vancouver who inspire me as well. So females are doing really dope right now. It makes me happy to see. Like even Meg the Stallion. Like I was really listening to her before she blew up.
Okay.
And when I first discovered her, this was like just kind of the cusp of her
Right.
making her way. But yeah, I really enjoy that those women. They're really great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the single that you dropped, I listened to it like 5 times.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm a person I like for me where how I layer hip hop, how I listen to hip hop, I listen to lyrics, production, style. I listen to probably craftiness. And I have to say, you know what I mean, there's not much female rappers here in Canada. The few I've listened to, they kind of like strippy, kind of shisty kind of females. They don't really have much class in their music. But one thing I have to say though, with your single though, it sounds as if like you could tell that you're very much about the grassroots aspect of hip hop. You're about the storytelling, you're about the articulation of your life and the metaphors and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you keeping it that real and not faking it, you know?
Yeah.
So what was the motivation behind that track though? What was the motivation behind that single?
And we're speaking about Dear God, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, that song, that was a message to God. It's called Dear God, and in my perspective, that's me asking God to feel like me again. I'm asking him, are you listening to me? I
Nice.
just want to feel like me again because I'm losing myself.
Nice.
And it's also like in the hook, I'm like, it's gonna be all right. It's just gonna take some time. So it's just about trusting the journey,
Mhm.
um, trusting the universe. Um, Outside of the hook, like I speak on a lot of subjects that kind of contributed to me feeling like I was losing myself.
Right.
I a lot. I hustle many jobs. In this day in life with inflation, sometimes you just feel like you're working your life away and you're not getting ahead.
True.
Um, I'm also incorporated in those bars, just like you know how I scroll on Facebook and Instagram and I see all these girls and these expectations just don't seem realistic. It's just like, being vulnerable enough to know like how toxic scrolling on social media is, and then you start to compare yourself and you're really just living up to these standards that don't even exist.
Hmm.
Um, so I really did talk about that. Um,
I think it was good. I think you did a great job of articulating everything you wanted to say. And I'll be
you
quite frank with you, I think a lot more rappers should be like that, a little more introspective, a little more reflective. Because I mean, yeah, there's a time and place for juicy bars and all the clubby times, but for me, the ones that resonate with me are the ones where I could listen to your pain and hear how you bring that out. Those are the more authentic parts of artists I look at. And I have to say, what you did on their last single was that was pretty good, Cassette. Just keep
Thank
working on that pen. Keep on working on that pen. Um, what I you mentioned Cardi B
Yeah.
and all these girls, right? If what female artist or any artist, maybe male or female,
Okay.
would you appreciate a feature with?
Um, I would have to say like that's a pretty um I would have to say probably one of my favorite rappers is Master Ace.
Woo!
Uh Absolutely love to do a song with him one day. I've seen him about 3 times. He's a wonderful person. He's talked to me many times. He remembered me.
Yeah, my face is ill.
Uh so you know what? Like he's so underground and he talks so much in his raps about feeling underappreciated.
Hmm.
But you know what? Like I would absolutely love to do a song with him one day. That would be like we'd make some magic, especially like if Marco Polo was on that beat or something like that.
Mhm.
I like that. So I would have to go with someone. And also I really would have to say is Token. I really like Token. I saw him live once and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. And he's doing so well right now. He's actually on tour. I think he's going to be coming into Vancouver next month. But
Right.
yeah, I'd love to do a track with Token too. Like that guy is very, very talented.
That is, it's funny that you said Master Ace, though. You made my paws raise with that because one of my good homeboys of mine, we're kind of big fans of Master Ace. Master Ace is one of the most, he's one of the best to ever do it with the pen, especially with articulating his feelings and stuff like that. I think that you saying that right there, that's maybe blow my capacitors. And like, what? A female that actually likes Master Ace, that's pretty dope. I look at you differently after that. I look at you much differently after that. Like, okay, so she has a little, she understands exactly what she wants. If you could like Master Ace, that means you're definitely a fan of lyrics and metaphors. I think
Oh yeah.
I think that's amazing though that you have seen these people as your go-tos for inspiration. Um just on a final note here, what are we expecting from you in the course of this year? Are we going to get a brand new album, an EP, some more singles? What are we going to get from you?
Well, I was mentioning before that I'm working on an album,
Mhm.
so that you guys are going to be expecting from me. I was trying to drop some singles leading up to the album just to keep the momentum going, hence Dear God. So yeah, what you guys can be expecting from me is this album.
Mhm.
It's going to be dropping this year. I'm on track 4. It's going to be an EP, so I'm thinking about 5 or 6 tracks.
Right, right.
I want to push those videos. Like I did a track called Paid Now and I did a video for it and the response was it was outstanding, the response. So
Right.
really understanding the importance of producing visual content because that's really where it is right now is the video.
Yes, ma'am. You're
Uh,
absolutely right.
yeah, so I want to do the videos. That's pretty much what you're gonna see from me is that album and the videos. And like I've been performing a lot. Uh, in 2022, I did a lot of shows. I actually was trying to keep count of all of them, and I think I did about 15 or 16 shows last year. I was doing it a lot, and I actually been making some connections in the States. I
That's
did a,
that's real
yeah,
good.
I did a show in Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
and I formed really good friendships with those guys. And so I've been talking with a couple friends who are also artists in Vancouver, and they're going to be performing out in Portland.
Right.
And conversations about maybe me joining them there, and
Mhm.
then maybe I could use my connections to Seattle. So yeah, I'm just hoping to just like continue my craft, continue the pen game, like you said,
Yeah.
um,
Keep it.
and album.
No, I'm from what I'm hearing, I'm happy for you, man. Like I'm like that's pretty cool that you're getting that kind of work. If you did that much shows in one year, I hope you documented every one of them. I hope you got visuals for every one of them because that could do an amazing, amazing documentary. I just finished a documentary for my boy S and his producer on his latest release. I've been working with a lot of the people. Me myself have music and I'm dropping an album too as well too. I think what I've heard so far, Renee was right about you. So I am very much happy that you gave me the opportunity to interview you.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I do appreciate it.
And I really would like to hear more of your music for someone to write that type of reflective type of music. I think that's worth listening to. If you want to shout out to your socials for everyone to let them know where to go find your music, it's say it now if you want to.
Yeah, sure. So you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's Cassette 604.
Hmm.
That's CASSETTE 604. You guys can follow me on YouTube. Uh, Cassette is a little bit hard in the search engines for people. I'm starting to realize that people are trying to find me, and they're like, "Well, Cassette's a very broad search."
So I
So
think
if
you
you,
put MC Kaz. I think you put MC Kaz. When I found you on YouTube, I put MC Kaz.
I was going with that for a little while. Actually, my name is just Cassandra McLennan, so it's just an abbreviation of my name.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Like Cassette Paid Now, Cassette Dear God. If you just type in my artist name in the tracks, it's gonna pop up. I'm everywhere. I'm on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok, Cassette 604. Um, that Cassette 604 will probably lead you to different places as well. I'm on Spotify as well. Like I'm on every platform. So yeah.
Okay. Well, Miss Cassette, thank you very much for giving me your time.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
I look forward to hearing all your future music. I mean, just off of the fact of your references of who you listen to, I think is exemplary. And I think I'll reach out to you again. All right.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you taking the time to talk.
That's no problem. You take it easy,
Okay,
all right? Be safe.
okay, take care. Bye.
Lord, let it go and take it toll on my spirit. The answer's right there, and I don't want to hear it. The only
Brooks